Hi, my darlings. I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. If you love anime, heartfelt reactions, and deep dives into symbolism and themes, then you're in the right place. Before we jump into today's reaction, don't forget to hit that like button to show some love, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a moment of fun. And if you want even more exclusive content, like early access to my reactions, full-length anime watch-alongs, and an amazing community of fellow anime lovers, then please do check out my Patreon. Your support truly means the world as it helps to keep these reactions coming, and I'd love to have you join our cozy little anime family. Today, we are reacting to episode 15 of Frieren. Episode 14 absolutely emotionally destroyed me. She just didn't truly understand how deeply Himmel cared for her. I think what makes me the most emotional is knowing just how cruel time truly is. If they had had more time together, Frieren would have understood and come to terms with her own emotions for Himmel, and they could have had that relationship together, but because of her long lifespan, they don't have that time. And it's just so brutal, but also so realistic because we don't always get a happy ending in life. Sometimes we don't realize what we want until it's too late. And the show does a phenomenal job of driving home the impact of what it means to be human. And as much as we want Frieren to have that relationship with Himmel, you also have to kind of understand, would she be the same person that she is today if she had recognized those emotions earlier? Probably not. It's Himmel's death that kind of triggers her onto this journey. It's the catalyst for her wanting to know more about humans, but also to meet with Himmel again in order to reconcile these emotions that she has. We wouldn't have the journey as we know it if everything was tied up happily in the end. And we can be heartbroken and we can wish that things were different, but at the same time, it is just reality. We don't always get what we want in life, but there are lessons that Frieren is learning from this experience that are valuable to her because they're likely lessons that she never would have learned if not for Himmel. But again, just the cruelty of time and that it's only time that stands between them is just such a heart-wrenching message because given more time, they likely would have had a happy ending together. But again, the world is cruel, and Freyren's long lifespan meant that their relationship would never have been successful in the long run anyway. But knowing that Himmel was dedicated to Freyren to the end, I think is the most heart-wrenching aspect of that. He never took another wife, he never had children. He was loyal and dedicated to her to the end. And it makes you happy, but at the same time also really bittersweet because Himmel was so loyal to Freyren. The idea of taking anyone else for a wife but her is just inconceivable to him. But knowing that he lives all those years alone because Freyren's traveling and that they never get to have a romantic relationship kind of just makes you really sad because you think about what could have been. But again, also very realistic to what it is to be human. We constantly have regrets and we constantly think about what could have been. What would have happened if I had realized this sooner? What could have happened if I'd gone down this different path? What if I had never done this? Would I have been happier? So the show does a brilliant job of tapping into what it means to be human, the very essential essence of being human. And we come to recognize that as Freyren's learning it too. So we're seeing Freyren not only begin to learn the essential qualities of what it means to be emotional and what it means to be connected and what it means to grow as an individual and to build relationships with people, but we're also understanding those lessons too on a deeper level. We're able to connect with it, I think, more vividly because we're seeing it portrayed to us. So we're able to see that symbolism, we're able to see the themes, and it resonates with us. It changes us on a fundamental level. And I know some of the lessons that the show has taught me so far has been to not take for granted time with loved ones, to not wallow in what could have been, but to focus on what can still be, as well as making sure to be grateful for the time that I have with people and to make sure that I grasp every single moment of that because who knows how long I truly have. There are so many beautiful life lessons that you can learn from watching Frieren, and the beauty of the animation and the likability of all the characters is what helps to drive home those themes to you, but also helps you engage with them beyond just knowing about them. So you can look at something and go, yeah, okay, I understand what that means. But the way that the show depicts it makes you go, oh, I take for granted the time I have with people. Oh, I also regret not doing something that I really wanted to do in the past and now I wallow about it. So maybe there's something I can do in the future to prevent those regrets. It takes really relatable aspects of being a person and portrays them on the screen in such a way that you connect to it and then it resonates back to you on a deeper level than what it initially did before, to the point that it stays with you long past that episode itself. If that makes any sense at all. I feel like the show's great at reflecting back very topical points of mourning, loss, regret, but also joy, pleasure, the value of friendship, the value of love in such a way that we then embody it and then want to imitate it in our actual lives. Books and media are often like a mirror. They reflect back to us qualities that they want us to think about and consider. And then it's up to us as to whether we feel that we emotionally connect with them. Frieren does an outstanding job of reflecting back to us the care and consideration that we should have for the people around us, and that time is precious, and that we should grasp every moment that we have with those we love before it's too late. And it's such a vital message that we all need to take on board. But the way that Frieren does it is just outstanding. I don't think I will ever see an anime as beautiful as this. I probably will. For the time being, I don't think there's going to be anything as impactful on my life as watching Frieren. I've rambled enough, so without further ado, we're going to get into episode 15 of Frieren. 29 years now. Possibly it has changed before, but I haven't seen. I saw in my head had 28 years.
旅をしてどのくらいになるんだ。
私がフリーレン様と旅に出てからですと
4 years.
4年ほどになります。
俺は1年くらいだな。
Okay.
そうか。
It's already been a year since they met Stark.
なあ、このパーティーには足りないものがある。なんだと思う？
チーフでしょうか。フリーレン様がミミックに引っかかるので。うひょー。
Oh, not again.
宝箱には無限の可能性があるんだよ。
足りないのはもっと重要なものだ。
Team bonding.
年上のお姉さ
Oh,
んだ
not
よ。
again.
普通はパーティーに一人くらいはいるだろう。色っぽい大人のお姉さんがさ。
That's selfish.
フリーレンがいるでしょうが。
She's an older lady. She is.
すごく辛そう。悪かったね。
Maybe one day we'll see the type of older lady he is looking for, because it's clearly not Frieren. How dare he? Okay.
息がありますね。
Spell?
こっちもだ。
Demons?
どういうことだ？みんな眠ってる。
次の村に行こうか。フリーレン様、怒りますよ。
You have to help them.
呪いだな。
やっぱりか。面倒だね。魔物や魔族が使う魔法の中には、人を眠らせたり、石にしたりするものがあってね。その中でも、人類が未だに解明できていない魔法。
Really recent though, because nothing's molding. All the food looks really fresh.
原理も解除方法もわからない。
じゃあこの村はもう手遅れなのか？
あくまで人類の魔法ではの話だよ。僧侶が使う女神様の魔法なら話は別だ。どうザイン、なんとかなりそう。
せかすな。今呪いの種類と発信源を調べている。
I wonder who's cast this and why.
女神様の魔法って他の魔法とどう違うんだ？
女神様の魔法は聖典に記されていて、聖典の所持者しか使えない。そのほとんどは魔族の魔法と同じで、原理が分かっていないんだ。だからあまり面白みがないんだよね。
Is it not interesting because you can't use it?
扱うのは難しい。魔法使いでは呪いは感知できないからね。なんとなく攻撃されている感じがするから、この村がまだ呪いの範囲内ってことだけはわかるかな。
But she can't.
ムズムズします。
determine the meaning of it.
儀式が必要だ。道具もいる。これなら呪いをかけた発信源を叩いた方が早い。発信源は魔物だ。位置も割り出した。
God, he's incredibly powerful. Takes him like no time to figure this out.
シュタルク様が
Oh no!
寝ているね。
Fuck!
一時的にでも目覚めさせられない。
今使える魔法だけじゃ5秒間目覚めさせるのが限界だ。
Oh no! Fun!
フェルンが起きない。
Maybe Frieren's gonna be next.
フェルンも眠っちまったか。
結界を張った。二人はここに隠しておこう。
EP babies.
もう少しだ。反応が
I
近い。
wonder what it is that's doing it and why.
じゃあザイン、魔物が出たら
Oh
起こしてね。
no! Now Frieren's gone.
一人で戦っちゃダメだよ。私が必ず倒すから。
あのな、俺の魔法じゃ5秒しか。5秒じゃどうしようもねえだろ。
God, this is so eerie.
まあいい。俺にも戦闘用の魔法はある。
Ew. It's the sound that it makes. It's so
混
icky.
沌下の亜種。眠った村人はこいつの肥料ってわけだ。
Oh, like feeding off their energy.
じわじわと魔力を吸い取られ殺される。
He's quick.
混沌
Damn.
はその土地の原生植物と交わることで亜種を生み出す。女神の山荘。
Oh, that's so cool. Because we didn't really get to see any priest magic beyond like healing. So this is exciting to actually see him in battle mode.
反射させたのか。
He said it's like a
正確
mirror.
にコアを打ち抜かねえと。
You got this.
下手すればフリーレンに。このままじゃ自力だ。いっそのことフリーレンを起こすか。強力な魔法が反射したらこの森どころか。
Yeah, 'cause it bounced back. You got this.
たった5秒だ。説明の時間なんてねえぞ。それに俺はまだフリーレンと
Maybe
意思疎
she
通できる
doesn't.
ほ
She
どの
doesn't
時
need
間も
5
信頼関係も
seconds.
築けていない。
She got
そ
this.
もそもフリーレンが何を考えているかもわからねえ。
私は冒険者には意思疎通も信頼関係も必要ないと思っています。特に私の仲間であったフリーレンはその点が拙かった。
But she was reliable and she
だ
was
から
always
私は
there.
彼女の言葉を信じることにしました。彼女は魔王を必ず倒すと言いました。私はその言葉を信じたんですよ。
And she did.
言葉を信じるか。
God, the music is always phenomenal in Frieren.
一人で戦っちゃダメだよ。私が必ず倒す。
She said don't fight it alone. So does she already have an inkling of what it could be?
どうなっても知らねえぞ。
She knew it was a monster, but maybe she knew like it was like a chaos flower or something.
フリーレン、コアだけを。
She only needed 2 seconds. I love her so much. She's like, I don't even need the 5.
わかった。
このご恩は忘れません。
いや、そこまでのことをしたわけじゃ。
いいえ、おかげで最高の目覚めでした。
Is he looking at her like, oh, the woman?
起きた瞬間にピンときたんだよね。これ魔法反射するやつだって。
お前って本当にすごい魔法使いだったんだな。
でも今回生きて帰れたのはザインのおかげだよ。偉いぞ。
あ、
The go-to method of praising people is head pats.
あの村のお姉さん綺麗だったな。
That's the type of older lady that he likes. Okay.
とにかくフォーリヒで物資を補充して。
フリーレン様。
言いにくいのですが、もうロギンが。
おい、そこのお前。
なんだ？
何なの？
いい体だ。容姿も悪くない。お前、私の屋敷に来い。
Are you propositioning him? What's happening?
オルデン卿、こういうのは困ります。
私を知っているのか？
あなたの祖父も強引な人だった。
何をわけのわからないことを言っている。どちらにせよ私は今、シュタルクと話している。
私のパーティーの前衛です。
シュタルク、お前と話すにはママの許可が必要なのか？
喧
Don't
嘩しな
speak
い
to
で。
Frieren like that.
依頼がある。金なら出す。
They need money.
何そのどうか。
手持ちのロギンだってさ。
What does he want him to
シュ
do?
タルク、出身はどこだ？
中央諸国クレ地方の戦士の村だ。
そうか。私の家系も元はその村の一族だ。長男のビルト。
He looks like his
私
eldest
の後継ぎ
son.
にしてこの町の英雄だ。
Is he
シュタ
missing?
ルク様に似ていますね。
身なりを整えれば家のものでもない限り見分けはつかん。
それが依頼と何か関係があるんですか？
He wants him to impersonate his son
一
for
月
some
前
reason.
に魔族との大きな戦いがあってな。その時にビルトが戦死し
Oh.
た。敵の将軍と相打ちだったよ。不幸中の幸いだったのは大規模な乱戦だったことだ。ビルトの死を知っているのはそこにいるガーベルと一部の
So he
フシ
hasn't
だけだ。
told anyone that his son's dead.
シュタルクに何をさせるつもりですか？
Play the role of his son so everyone still thinks
こ
his
こ
son
要
is
塞都市
alive.
フォーリヒはこの地方の守りの要だ。消耗した兵力を立て直すまで
Yeah.
士気を下げるわけにはいかん。3ヶ月後にこの地方の有力者が集まる社交会が開かれる。そこでビルトの健在を示す。
報酬は？
シュトラール金貨10枚。
1年は3食おやつ付きで生活できますよ。
魔導書もつけて。
書庫から一冊好きなものを持っていけ。
待ってくれよ、無理だって。第一、額の傷はどうするんだよ。
もともと民衆にはビルトは療養中だと
They
伝
won't
えてある。
question it.
そいつは名誉の負傷だ。
Oh, it's so sad though that he has to go to these measures to make sure that morale doesn't drop. But it must be hard for him too, because he lost his son. So has he ever really been able to mourn his son? And it's possibly going to be really hard for him too to see Stark like his
シュタルク
son.
様、作法の練
Because
習はどう
he's
です
almost
か？
not accepting that he's gone as well. Oh, my
どうか
babies!
な。
似合ってない。
ひどい。ちょっと外の空気吸ってくる。
She doesn't like noble Stark. She likes normal Stark.
息子が死んでからまだ2ヶ月も経っていないんだろ。
私は息子の遺言に従っているだけだ。そのための影武者もいた。お前ほど似てはいなかったがな。
Ah, so he switched. He was doing this regardless.
あまり気分のいいものではないな。だがこれも息子の意志だ。
It's his son's final wish, so how can you not fulfill
もっ
it,
と背筋
right?
を伸ばせ。
はい父上。
次男のムートだ。後継ぎになるというのになかなか上達せん。それに
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, this is gonna be really hard for him because he lost his older brother. And he was looked down on as the second, as the
お前に
unworthy
オルデン家の
one.
権威を教えてやる。
And now he's come into a similar family dynamic because they originate from the same warrior village as him.
大丈夫だ。深呼吸しろ。ここはお前の故郷の村じゃない。
オルデン卿はムートのことどう思っているんだ？
兄ほどの才はないな。
And it is like the
だが
village.
努力家だ。
Or maybe
積
not.
み上げてきたものは決して裏切らん。あいつはいつか私よりも強い騎士になる。
This must be quite healing for
それ
Stark
ム
in a
ートに言って
way.
やった方がいいぜ。
いつも言っている。だから調子に乗ってなかなか上達せん。
Because he is seeing a healthier dynamic that he never got to experience.
年頃の男子が一人で行くことなどあり得ると思うのか、それともママが連れて行ってくれるのか。
His mummy.
頑張ってね。
So they're gonna go together. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. Oh, we're gonna get to see them dance together? Oh, my heart's not gonna be able to take it.
ここ1ヶ月地獄でした。
ロギンのためだ
Oh,
ろ。
look at
す
them.
みませんでした。
They both look so cute. Oh my god, stop.
せっかく練習したんだしさ。踊ろうぜ。
My babies.
本当に似合っていませんね。
They're all grown up. She looks beautiful in that dress. Oh my god. They're better than they think they are. Oh my god, my heart can't take it. Look at them go. It's so nice to see them having a moment of fun together as well. Frieren's like,
俺た
meh.
ちも踊るか
Oh, I love that hairstyle on her.
そ
I love that. My little heart
こ
couldn't
の
take
怪我
it.
さえなければ、前線に立っていたのは私だった。ビルとも死なずに済んだのかもな。
There's no
社交会
knowing.
が終わったようだな。依頼は終了だ。ガーベル、フリーレンに報酬を渡してきてくれ。シュタルク、お前の戦士としての力量は素晴らしいものだ。お前さえ良ければ。
俺はあんたの息子の代わりじゃないぜ。
私もお前の父親の代わりではない。だが帰る場所なんてないのだろう。クレ地方の戦士の村は魔族に滅ぼされた。
Is he
そう
trying to
くらいは
entice
知ってい
him
る。
to stay? But he
息子
can't
とは
stay.
喧嘩別れだった。お前の顔なんて二度と見たくない
Oh.
と。そう言ってしまった。
So he lives with that regret.
心にもない言葉だった。
Of course he didn't mean it.
ならなおさらここには残れねえな。
It just haunts
俺も
him.
心にもない言葉を言っちまったんだ。育ての親にさ。だから、旅の土産話を
He
たっ
has
ぷ
to
り
go
と持って
back
帰
to
らないとダメなんだ。
Ison. His dad.
フリーレン様、もう半日になりますよ。ガーベル様も困ってます。
早くして。
ほ
So
ら、
please
正気
leave.
が全くありませんよ。
どうした
いや、
Oh.
少なくとも、後継ぎには困らなそうだ。
My eyes. Just so cute. Again, just a great depiction of regret and mourning and coming to terms with the trauma of your past in a healing way. He's essentially trying to entice Stark to stay. And when he says, I can't be your father, or I can't replace your father. And then when Stark starts talking about why he can't stay because of Ison, it's because he no longer pictures his actual father. He pictures Ison. Ison raised him. Ison is his dad. I think this show does a great job of showing that it's not just biology that makes a family. It's love, it's care, it's appreciation, and it's support. Again, we've seen that Fern isn't raised by her parents because her parents die, but Haita is still her dad. Likewise, Stark is raised by Ison after the tragic loss of his entire village. Ison is his dad. Ison supported him when he had no one there to guide him, when he was treated as less than, when he was not seen as worthy or of value. Ison saw something in him that nobody else valued bar his older brother who tragically died. This was very healing for Stark. Stark has very negative depictions of his village because of the harsh upbringing that he had, and his father seeing him as worthless, as never being good enough, as not being able to live up to the sanctified image of his brother. But his brother did care about Stark. His brother was there for him. His brother supported him. His brother gave his own life to ensure that Stark would live. But in terms of father-son dynamic, I don't think Stark has ever really healed from the words that his father has said to him. He never had a birthday. He was treated as if he was nothing. So now being in a similar home where the heir has died and there is a younger son, and that similar dynamic of the way that the houses are run, because they also come from the same village, so similar practices that would have been passed from generation to generation. So to see Auden and Mutt training together at the end when Mutt was ignored so that Auden could train with Stark must be incredibly healing and heartwarming for him to know that not every father and son dynamic has to be what he experienced as a younger child in a warrior family, that there is still room to love and appreciate a younger son even after the tragic loss of another child, that he values these sons for different qualities, but is still investing time and energy into love and connection with his younger son despite his loss. Auden has to find a way to move on from the loss of his son without ever truly being able to apologize for what he said. He has to live with that, whereas Stark still has a chance to amend his relationship with Ison. So he can't stay. He can't fall into the role of being a replacement son when he already has a dad who loves and cares for him and appreciates him, and who he has to go back to because time is of the essence. He doesn't have a lot of time, and Stark wants to get back to him while there's time left to be able to make amends, but also to share in his adventures. He can't stay and have a replacement family because he already has a family. He already has someone who's waiting for him to come home. It's just the softness in his face when he sees them practicing in the background. He knows that he's leaving and that things are going to improve, that the cycles aren't repeating with another family. This second son is loved, appreciated, and wanted and valued for his own unique person, that he's not going to be treated as a replacement or that he needs to live up to the expectation of his older brother. And it was also really, really cool to see Scene and Frieren develop that trust in their relationship with one another. He trusts her words, he listened to her words because he remembers what Haita said. Based on that memory, he knows to trust Frieren's words rather than the ability to read her. He can't build a relationship with her based on that. But he now knows that what she says is trustworthy. It is honest, it is upfront. And that's how their relationship is going to progress forward, because he now knows that whatever she says, she means. He trusted her words and they were able to overcome the curse in the village. And he got a compliment from an older lady, so he was happy about that. It's nice to see that their dynamic is now becoming a strong bond, that he knows if Frieren says don't fight alone, wake me up, Frieren means don't fight alone, wake me up, I can handle this. She didn't need 5 seconds. She needed like 2. She woke up, saw the situation and was like, cool, I know what I'm doing. She's so badass. I love her so much. And just seeing Stark and Fern at the ball, the absolute fan service of that. My little heart couldn't take it. I was so happy for them. They looked absolutely beautiful. They were so relaxed in each other's company. They were dancing, enjoying their time together. And it's nice to see them have moments like this where they're not in danger, they're not in peril. They can actually relax and enjoy each other's company and grow closer to each other. And she looked absolutely stunning. I really loved Frieren's hair in the ponytail. I do love the pigtails, but the ponytail was beautiful. And it was so funny as well watching that scene when they're dancing, scenes watching them like smiling because he knows that there's emotions there. He knows that there's affection between them. And Frieren has zero interest. She's like, there's cake. I'm going to eat my cake. He's like, do you want to dance? She's like, nah, I'm going to eat my cake, which is fair enough because I would do the same as well. I would also have no interest in dancing if there's cake. All the food in this show looks absolutely phenomenal. This show does a great job of dealing with topics of regret and mourning and loss and the different ways that that can take shape, such as regret because the last thing you said to someone before they died isn't something that you meant. So again, it's a lesson in making sure that you pick your words wisely. Don't say something in anger that you could later regret. It's like the old relationship advice of never go to bed angry because you don't know what could happen overnight. You don't know what could happen while someone's sleeping. The different ways that it depicts the same theme is just one of the most outstanding things of this show, is that we see different manifestations of mourning, different manifestations of loss and regret, but also the different ways that family dynamics take shape and that family isn't always blood related. It's not always who gives birth to us, but it's those that raise us that are really our family. You have to feel really sorry for Auden in terms of the fact that he has to prioritize his people and their morale and rebuilding their forces over actually being able to publicly mourn for the loss of his son. It's only been, I think they said 2 or 3 months since he's lost his son, and he can't publicly share that with anyone. It must be hard having to pretend that your son's okay and he's not. You know he's not, but you can't tell people that. It's quite heart-wrenching. But the end with him training with Mutt and Stark watching on and smiling, but it does give the impression that he is going to be able to heal from that loss, and by investing time and energy into his younger son, that they can heal as a family and move forwards. And hopefully he no longer feels guilt for what he said in anger. But Stark's ability to resonate with him is also powerful because it shifts his perspective. Stark can never replace what he has lost, but nor should he, because he has a son that he needs to bond with too. A son that's lost an older brother, a son that's now taken on additional responsibilities that must be incredibly daunting for a boy of that age. It ends on a positive, but it is very heart-wrenching to see how mourning, regret, and loss manifests in different ways. But for now, I think that's all I want to say in relation to this episode. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next time, bye!